It's May 19th, 2022. I'm just thinking back to 1990s and where everything went wrong. There was something good that came out, which is called My Girl. It starts off really good, and then it's tragic in the end. And I'm not clear why, but I know it's very symbolic. Now, that was brought out by something called Columbia Pictures. And then there's Sleeping with the Enemy, which is after the Columbia Pictures with Julia Roberts, and something with Homeland Security. And that was brought out by 20th Century Fox. So there's some kind of like fight in between the two of them. And I'm just like one of the innocent victims caught up in some mega million or $1 billion like Playboy club. I mean, this is just absolutely foul. But I know at some point I was born and they treated me as though I was this Veda, Veda, for Avatara, in this My Girl picture. That, like, best they could do with jeans. And I mean, there were times where I was allowed to dress up or have, like, a cotton dress or whatever. But for the most part, like, I thought of this as a nice sign. In the motion picture trailer, Trailer, it shows the happiness between Veda and Tom. And then if you actually watch the movie, it's like everybody cries at the end. I mean, it's really, really sad that Columbia killed off the character of this Tom and Veda for I don't know what reasons. But then that goes into Sleeping with the Enemy is the follow-up. And that would be like the dance with Homeland Security in North America at the moment. And like being hunted but not knowing by whom. Some obsessive creature that wants to keep you safe because he loves you so much, but he really doesn't. There's a lot of things going on, and it's like, what day on the calendar is it? And who's asking? So, it says My Girl, which came out in 1992, is an 11-year-old girl, Anna Klumsky, or Chlumsky, I don't know, meets a boy named Macaulay Culkin and grows up at her widowed father's, which is Dan Aykroyd's, funeral home in the summer of and it just has 7 and 2. Because at Noah's Ark, we come 2 by 2. And I don't know where my other is.
There he was, just walking down the street, singing
Veda,
Dad?
I'm embalming my high school teacher. Don't sing.
That's my best friend, Veda, so
Veda and Thomas.
most of the girls don't appreciate her.
I only surround myself with people who I find intellectually stimulating.
A lot of the guys are a little afraid of her.
Okay, lean forward.
Which is
But she's
so
more fun to be around.
Which is so funny that he should say the guys are afraid to be around her. I get that a lot around these Americans. I don't know why.
And don't fuss.
Veda and Thomas.
Most of the girls don't appreciate her.
I only surround myself with people who I find intellectually stimulating.
A lot of the guys are a little afraid of her.
Okay, lean forward.
but she's more fun to be around than anyone I know. This summer, though, things are changing for everyone.
You ever kissed anyone?
No. Her father just found someone.
I'm going out with Shelley. I'm very nervous.
Since the last time you dated, something happened. The sexual revolution.
Good at kissing and dancing. I'm very optimistic.
And your grandmother just lost her marbles.
It's 2:45.
No wonder Rita's acting so fun.
Gee, I wonder who they could be intimating at, like Columbia, to piss everybody off. Who the grandmother might be, because I know it's not Angelina and I know it's not Marie. But singing into a rose. Just curious. At Sleeping with the Enemy.
Send our vibes out into the group. Feel my aura.
I don't think I'm allowed to. I would marry Mr. Bixler.
We can't marry a teacher, because then he'll give you all A's and it won't be fair.
Dad likes her better than me.
Bingo!
I wanted to wear. Go to Hollywood to live with the Brady Bunch.
I want to live with them too.
No, you can't. They have enough kids. You'll have to live with the Partridge family.
They say sometimes.
Interesting. That they should mention Brady Bunch, and the Partridge Family. I don't know. I've seen Brady Bunch. I don't know what the Partridge Family is. It wasn't something that was on by the time I arrived, so I don't know the reference.
You get older, friends stop being friends. And not Veda and me. She'll always be my girl.
From the producer of Parenthood, Columbia Pictures presents Dan Aykroyd, Jamie Lee Curtis, Macaulay Culkin, and introducing Anna Klumsky.
Veda, what'd you think of me?
What?
What if you don't get to marry Mr. Bixler?
I guess.
My Girl.
That was when the picture of Columbia was wholesome and family entertainment and like loving and kind and like, oh, this relationship's gonna be so wonderful. And now I'm in a totally different time frame. Now I'm in 20th century, and let's see what 20th century has brought around to this relationship. It says Sleeping with the Enemy, which came out in 1991. It says the battered wife, Julia Roberts, of a yuppie neat freak, Patrick Bergen, fakes her death at sea and flees from Cape Cod for the Boston Massacre bunch to Iowa. And Boston Massacres are referenced in this American Revolutionary War papers that they just handed out, and something about the unrest in this 13 colonies. This one's rated R.
She is a stranger in a small town.
What's your name? Where are you from? A lot of questions. Is this what they mean by a warm welcome?
Just trying to get by, not trying to stir up any dirt, not trying to get in any trouble, just wearing what the locals are wearing in a respectable manner, and just trying to keep my nose clean. After being completely hunted and harmed for so many years, I've lost count. In some isolated and socially distanced whatever, where they entrapped me in something that now I can't even find my way out of.
Behind her
is it with you?
is a secret.
At social events, like conferences, like dinners I'm invited to, like client meetings with real estate to speak about whatever it is that they want to sell their home, whatever. When I did that as a profession, which I don't any longer, this is what I wore out. And I had straight hair. I didn't, whatever, that's Julia Roberts. But on a respectable profession. And just smile and just hide every dangerous moment you've ever been through like it never happened, because you have to somehow survive in these lands.
Behind her laughter is fear.
I'm sorry.
Behind her happiness
You okay?
I'm gonna be.
is a past she can never forget.
Am I gonna be okay? No, I'm not. Because nothing has gone right.
I had a husband. He hurt me.
She was the only thing I ever loved.
I guess I'm just really.
See, and again, this has crossover with, I don't talk about what happened. I don't talk about the choking. I don't talk about the escape. I don't talk about the anger. I don't talk about the aggression. I just left. He found someone else. I moved on. That's at one level. At the second level is, how many dirty partnerships has Homeland Security double-crossed? And what mergers and acquisitions, and with what countries, between foreign and domestic policies? How many administrations and executive parties, with me just sitting here like waiting for the person that I was destined for at MFA and FDA? I'm just curious.
She changed her name.
6 months ago, your wife removed her mother from this institution.
Look, there's obviously some mistake. My wife drowned.
I left him.
She changed her looks.
What are you doing here?
Waiting for you.
I walk this taken very seriously.
She's looking for you.
She changed her life.
If you need any help, I'm here.
Is she with someone?
I don't know where. Thank
The woman she used to be is dead.
you. You okay?
Saying goodbye to old ghosts, you know.
But the man who always wanted her
Where is she, hon?
still wants her back.
I know your every thought, Laura. Nothing can keep me away. I can't live without you. And I won't let you live without me.
Julia Roberts, sleeping with the enemy.
Now, is that like, because at one level it's like sleeping on the enemy's grounds, but like not necessarily, I mean, like, does one get a choice? I mean, and who decides which one's the enemy? I mean, like, because if you ask anybody to tell the story, they're probably going to sway it in one like really alternate direction. So it's like that, like creepy, like I want you back kind of a thing, like, yeah, are you the one that I was destined for originally, before like Colombia in the 20th century got in a fight and messed everything up? I mean, it's just a observation. I mean, it's somehow tied into this supreme intelligence, but this one's not told quite right for the purposes that I need. But again, this was 1991 and 20th century. That lead into the 20th century hasn't worked at all for me, because the story was told all wrong. It looks more, I mean, I know the name of the person that has he's got an important whatever, and they send Lin and Lou Christmas cards. I think they just called Lin and Lou. But again, I don't know who's in charge of like Movie District and Movie Land and those scripts and telling the story. And if there's ever like a synopsis of and biopsy of the real people that have similar threads of reality that go into some of these things, or that these things might affect in making harmless movies really have some devastating consequences to the real people who are just trying to live and get to where they need to be at like the train station. I wanted to get off the first time at the right stop. Except somebody, it looks like, moved the train. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken. And it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. And it's really interesting, like, going from, like, all those, like, really, like, wholesome, like, growing up 90s, like, oh my God, like, late 80s, early 90s, like, the directors, the executives, like, they had Parenthood, they had like all these really great like kid and family, like they had Rick Moranis and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I mean, like there was so many amazing parent and child moments that could have been shared. I mean like in their ability to screenwrite and film. And then it was like at some point, I don't know what happened. And then like again, it's like it just disappeared. No idea why.